have you had a starstruck like kind of moment already where people like they recognize you from Instagram and they walk up to you and they're like, "Oh my gosh, is that Baby Lee?"
Definitely a lot of it's been happening a lot lately ever since because I kind of like launched off really I
Mm-hmm.
want to say my platform like around November ish. That's when I first hit 10,000 followers. So from
Okay.
then on, like I would be like normally in 34th Street or like Times Square or mainly Soho, and people would recognize me. And one time someone said they wanted to take a picture with me, and I'm thinking, because we live in a crazy world. I'm thinking, why you want to take a picture of me? Like, what you gonna do with this
Right.
picture? Where's it about to go?
That's a classic New York City answer right there.
Of
Yeah,
course, of
Yeah.
course.
it's so weird to me. Like, and I'm super like a giggly, bubbly person, so I'm always laughing, and it's just a whole new experience. And I love meeting new people. Just sometimes I am kind of like on a fence about it because I kind of forget like my platform, and I just think like I'm a regular person from the Bronx. So I kind of forget about who I am, and then when people ask me like, oh, like they want to take a picture with me or they recognize me, I kind of have to like adjust my mind to like I can't be stuck up or like
Right.
whatever I gotta. I have to
Right,
be
right,
nice
right.
Yeah,
and I
but
have to be
but you also
open.
have boundaries too, like as any human being would actually have them. So it's kind of like finding
Yeah,
that balance between boundaries and not being a piece of shit either. Just because like you have like a fashion page and all that.
right, exactly. Like, boundaries, I'm definitely learning how to set. Cause like I said, like I love to meet new people. I'm not rude or anything.
Right.
Bubbly. And so a lot of times, like people would hit me up asking me questions. I remember one time someone asked me on live. They were saying like, "Oh, would you do a what did they say? A thrifting meetup, something like that, with a fan or something like that?" And I was thinking like, why? Why you want to meet me? And then I'm thinking like, where we gonna meet? Like you trying to kidnap me? I don't know you. So kind of things like that. I'm not ready to meet. I know a lot of people do meetups and all that. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm ready for that, or if I ever will be.
Yeah, you at least gotta go with somebody like maybe like your significant other or like two other
Yep.
people or something like that. Like going like in a group or something like that.
Somebody you trust,
So
right?
then, what if I go with someone I trust, and then it's like a van, and it's like 7 people, and then they jump in, and then what?
I
For real,
mean,
for
I
real.
wasn't even gonna go there, but I guess just move. I mean, move. I
But
mean,
what's
all I'm
the
saying is
main
like move accordingly. I guess do what you gotta do.
right? Yeah,
It
I
is,
just
it is, it is New York. I mean,
that's what I'm
you're
saying.
right.
No, not even
You're
just New
right.
York. Like the world we live in is just crazy, especially over social
I
media.
mean,
Like you
yeah.
never know who's like on the other side of the screen.
No, but the fact of the matter is too. We live in such a new age world that you're thinking you want to think the most positive out of people, that people have the best intentions, but it doesn't turn out that way. Like Lizette said, I mean, I come from the age where when I was in high school, they were doing those Tumblr meetups, and
Yeah, and it's
Hmm.
yeah,
and
Yeah,
yeah, I
that
heard
was
about
super
that.
shady. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I know exactly where she's coming from, for real.
In business, have you ever gotten to a situation where like things have gone maybe like business deals gone wrong or like that type of
Right,
like
right.
obstacles within like the fashion type of world that you've had to deal with?
Yeah, definitely. So like I'm still starting out, and but I don't want to say that I'm there yet. So I'm still starting out. I'm still learning the ropes, and I'm still like connecting and meeting new people. So I definitely had one experience where someone asked me to produce content for them,
Mhm.
in exchange for it was a paid promotion. And so we were going back and forth talking about what the content was going to be. I did like a fit pick, all that, did a video, everything that we agreed that we were supposed to do. And in exchange, they were supposed to pay me, and I never got payment from them, and I never heard back from them. It's just kind of like
Oh
a waste
wow.
because I feel like, yeah, so like I spent my time, dedicating this. I got promotion
Right.
and all this like good energy and followers and everything of that nature. And then in the end, you kind of flaked on me, and I never heard back from you, and then
Nah,
you
that's
blocked
crazy.
me.
So how do
And
you
they
move?
blocked
So
you.
how do you move?
Right.
That's crazy. How do you move about it now? Like, do you ask for like a down payment or like a security deposit before you do any type of business, or how exactly like have you learned from that situation?
Well, it depends case by case. Also, because like I know a lot of people are like startup brands that hit me up.
Right.
So, but the majority of the time, I make them sign a contract
Okay. Perfect.
saying
Okay.
so that we come to an agreement of this, and then they sign and they date it, and then I also put at the end that they have 30 days to fulfill the payment, whatever the case may be. And if so, like if they don't fulfill the payment, I had to escalate it to this point. But I'll be like, I'm gonna take you to court.
Yeah, got
Legal
you.
action.
You're gonna give me my money. Yeah,
Nah, listen,
exactly.
you do what you gotta do, honestly.
Oh, for real, for real. You gotta take care of that paper.
I
For
think
real.
the contract thing is a super great idea because even like let's say like you don't have lawyers or you don't have whatever, like let's just like whatever, right? It makes it seem like you're like all lawyered up and ready to go. Like once you tell someone, all right, sign the contract or sign a dotted line, like that's some real shit. Like all right, like it's kind of like the legal way of saying like all right, like, you can't fuck around, or you can't go back
people
now.
start
Like
to get hesitant.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
yeah, once they sign it, even if it's like an online type of thing, it's like all right, this is for real. Like I gotta pay her no matter what. So definitely good for you.
Especially since I started doing the contract, I haven't run into that issue. A lot of people actually I'll be like, okay, well, you need to sign this contract. Actually, don't hear back from them, and I'm not mad that happens, but it just kind of shows me that you were trying, like you were trying to waste my time.
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to play me, right?
Exactly.
That's a better situation than what happened to you the first time, which is like you did all this work and then what they didn't pay you. Like if you lost a potential customer, cool, but like it is what it is. People gotta take you seriously.
Or anything. Right.
Exactly. Let's see what else we got for you today.
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, so your style, it speaks for itself. You told us about your dad being a huge influence on you, in your style. You've mentioned your influences like Alelia May, Zoe Kravitz. But as a wardrobe connoisseur and being fashion oriented, who else would you say are big influences on you when it comes to fashion itself or the image that you're portraying?
Okay. So definitely a lot of these people aren't they're not that famous, but they're like on Instagram and they're famous. Mm-hmm. So one of them would definitely be what's her name? Oh my god, I just thought of her head. Alexis Quintero. Oh my gosh, there you go.
Okay.
She recently did a collab with Nike last summer that just passed. Mm-hmm. And it was like a woman's inspired wardrobe. She did like leggings, shirts, all that. She's Latina. I'm not sure where she currently resides. She actually just moved, but she's definitely one of them. She's doing like her own thing. Especially some of my friends. Definitely, I want to say are big influences on me, only because like I personally know them, and then I feel like it's easier to say like my friends are my influencers compared to complete strangers, only because like I said, I know them and I'm actually seeing their growth, for myself. So a lot of people would definitely be like, what's good? She works at Kiss. She's like a big influencer on Instagram. B.Hove. She's also an influencer. She is an
I know who that is, right?
Yeah, she's an authenticator at Gold. She recently did the FIT program with Sneaker Complex, I believe that's what it's called.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And she designed her own shoe with Nike not too long ago.
Nah, that's crazy.
Which is pretty dope, and she's not that far of age from me.
Absolutely.
So people like that definitely influences in my life, just to see like their personal growth.
Do you feel like being an influencer is like one of the best things to be, like for people our age, like people like in their mid to early 20s?
I feel like if you have the stomach for it, then yeah. Not a lot of people, like I said, not a lot of people have the stomach to be and be in the light. Like you're literally on display to the public. Everything that you do,
right?
People are judging you for it, and you have to be able to. You have to be able to deal with that. It's not easy when you have 10,000, 30,000, 300,000 people literally saying something like, "Oh yeah, I like this, and I like who you are, and I like your personality," and then other people are saying, "Who are you? Why are you talking?
Yeah, you suck, whatever." Yeah, like all that.
Yeah, like you have to be able to withstand it. Now, if you are able to stomach that and take it and not let it affect you mentally, then I would definitely say go for it, because I feel like everyone's experience should be shared from the world. I always say that you learn from other people. You are never on this earth, and you will never be able to say that, oh, I learned everything from myself. I taught myself everything. No, that is not true. You learn from other people's experiences and their life. So if you're an influencer,
100%.
Yeah, so you tell your story, and hopefully there's at least that one person that learned from your story and who you are and watched your growth and everything. That's definitely like such a dope thing to be able to do as a person.
Exactly.
That's you doing your good deed for the day if you don't do a good deed already.
Right. So it sounds like to me that you're more focused on maybe sending out positivity and inspiring through art, which is in your case fashion. Instead of being, like the typical influencer, look at my life and like kind of like flexing and all of that. Would you say that's kind of like your purpose per se?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not here for, ooh, look, I got this thousand as many likes, or oh, da 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 da. That's not who I am at all. I'm just here, honestly. I'm not even looking to gain anything. My ultimate goal is just to literally be, I guess like an image or a role model for someone to kind of show them. Because me growing up, I kind of really didn't have that. Like I said, I had to grow up like really young and be an adult and pay bills and all that. Like life hit me early. I didn't really
Right.
get to enjoy my teenage years. So I just kind of want to be that person for someone that I really didn't have. Like, show them that these are things that you should be focusing on. Don't focus on this, do that. Live your life how you want. Don't live it for anyone else. Just trying to be like that sounding board for someone who might not have someone like me.
Right.
Because no one in my family is in the fashion world. So I
Right.
don't have anyone to go to and be like, oh, hey, mom, like, did you hear about this and that? I want to do that. Like, no, my mom's a cop.
Yeah. They really yeah, they don't, they
You
don't know
don't know
anything
nothing
about
about
that.
that.
Yeah. So you
Right,
kind of got to be
exactly.
like the pioneer, the fan, like of your immediate family, and kind of like push, like be the one that kind of like branches out first and like do it all by yourself. That'd be a little difficult.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure there's other kids or teenagers that are in the same predicament. Like, they don't know who to go to really talk about it. And we can hit up influencers all we want, and some of them will leave us in their DMs
Yeah.
and never respond back to us. I don't want to be like that. There's people out there looking for answers, and I want to be able to help in some way that I can.
Sounds good.
That's awesome. I mean, that like you said before, that type of maturity, but also dependent. You being dependent at such an early age, would you say that molded you into the kind of like the stylist, but also just person in general, not even stylist, that you are today?
Definitely me having to grow up a little early definitely pushed my maturity and my mindset a lot. So like I hear like from a lot of people when I'm talking to them, like, I feel like, wow, you're only 20 or you're only 21, and you sound like you're freaking 30 or something. And definitely going through those experiences and those life changes early has pushed me to kind of have a mature outlook on life. And I don't really waste time fooling around or going to parties or being
Right.
drunk and all this other stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I like to have fun, I like to have a good time.
Same, right.
I'm not a party pooper. I will get down and have fun, but my priorities are more focused. I'm not going out every weekend just cause, I'm stacking my bread. I'm not going out every Friday night. I'm at home working on projects and stuff because I know I have maybe something to do, a project coming up next month.
Right.
I hear that.
What do you spend most of your money on when it comes to like your brand? Is it mostly kind of like I guess like textiles or like materials, or is it sometimes maybe like getting like planning out outfits for like certain shoots, or what exactly do you invest your money towards in your business?
Well, as far as acknowledgement, it's not my business. It's my best friend's brand, Diavion Brown.
Okay, yeah.
aka No Feelings.
Right.
But
Shout out to them.
Yep, shout out to them.
Yep.
Also. That's my family. But I'm on her creative team.
Okay.
And so what I do is I do the creative content for the page. So I kind of come up with the ideas for marketing or shoots that we have coming up. What is the image, the story that we're going to portray? And I'm also like a sounding board for when she's coming up with her designs, and I'll put in my input on that and help. As far as what the business spends most of its money on, to my knowledge, I want to say definitely producing the product, going to the manufacturer, screen printing or embroidering, whatever the design is at the time. But that's where most of the profit does go to. It's just that. So in the future, we definitely want to get into cut and sew and making our own fabric and textiles. And we are actually going into a transition of a revamp for the brand.
Oh, nice.
So stay tuned for that. It will definitely be coming up soon.
We'll definitely be in tune.
Definitely. Have you guys ever done kind of like a fashion week type of thing where you kind of have like models like
Runways, right?
Yeah, runways or like shoots or anything like that?
So we've actually had, how many shoots do we have? We had 1, 2, 3. We had about 3, 4 photo shoots.
Okay.
Already in a year, and the brand just made a year in January,
awesome.
I believe. Yeah.
Nice.
So we've had about 3, 4 photo shoots since then. I was actually one of the first models for the first photo shoot that I met Diavion.
Oh, nice.
And then from there, I transitioned from a model to a creative team. And as far as like fashion week, fashion shows, we haven't put on our own show yet. That is our plan. But we participated in other fashion shows. So we've done majority, like we do college tours. We've been
Mhm.
to Canton.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think they went to Rock Point, I want to say. I wasn't there, so I might not be too sure. But we've definitely gone to a lot of universities upstate and participated in their college
Nice.
fashion shows.
Have you ever been to Binghamton? Because I remember it was about 3 years ago. My friend used to go to Binghamton. I went to go visit her, and the whole reason of me like going out for the weekend was because there was this big fashion show that they do, and every year like the fashion show was huge, like very well done, very well orchestrated, and well organized. And on top of that, it's like a whole like type of weekend. So it's like that's kind of like the staple. Then there's parties over
Right,
the
right.
weekend and all that. Like it's a really good time. So have you ever been to Binghamton?
I've never been to Binghamton, but it's definitely one of the schools that's on our like college tour list that we definitely want to visit.
Nice.
As
I know
far
UAL does the same thing. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, they do that, and also what's the other brand? It's like Soca Motherland kind of thing.
I actually think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I don't know
Yeah.
the brand that the name too well,
Mhm.
but yeah, they do it a lot too. So like since we just made a year, and we're also still trying to learn and figure out, and our team is still growing like to this day. We definitely have a lot of things on our list and schools that we want to visit and showcase at. So definitely on the list for sure, but I've never been.
Is Binghamton known as
Okay.
like a big like fashion school? Because I know that they're known as like a very big like big brainiac type of school. Like, you gotta be a genius to get in. But are they also kind of known as like being like a good fashion type of school per se?
Which school? Binghamton?
Binghamton, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I think. Oh no, that's Buffalo that I'm thinking about. That, but I think they have ties to FIT where they allow some of their students to take classes at at the FIT campus or online as far as fashion wise.
Yeah, I've heard
Oh,
that too.
nice. Okay, I had no idea. That's dope.
Yeah. But I'm not too familiar about Binghamton like to be giving out facts and information.
Oh, okay,
So
got
I'm
you.
not too sure. But I do know that they have like a all black student council or club,
Hmm.
and they do put on shows. And one of them is like you said, like the fashion show and stuff. So yeah.
What about Buffalo? Because you just mentioned Buffalo earlier. Do you know a lot about
So,
Buffalo and what they do?
so I remember when I was looking into SUNY colleges.
Hmm.
I was looking at different schools like that offer like fashion programs, and Buffalo was one of them. And they actually have ties to FIT as well,
Oh, okay.
and they allow you to take certain classes, not all, but they allow you to take certain classes online for FIT for like a associate's degree in fashion, or I think it's like a certificate, one of the two.
Okay, that's actually pretty dope at FIT. I had no idea that they had ties with so many SUNY schools. That's actually really, really cool of them. Because obviously a lot of students can't go out all the way to upstate, for whatever reason. So the fact that they make it
Yeah,
kind of local is pretty cool.
FIT definitely. I don't know how many schools they're connected with, but I do know that they do kind of like branch out and allow people to take certain classes with them. But I feel like it's a marketing and tactical reason, only being so that the students will realize like, okay, like I don't want to be at this school anymore, or they don't have what I want. I really
Oh,
want to do this.
okay.
I need to go to FIT, finish it.
Oh, so you think
I
it's like
feel
on
like that's
like
why
on,
they
on
do
some slick
that.
shit? Like, all right, hey, listen, like, if you want more classes like this, come over to this side, something like that.
Exactly. I think that's why they do that.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna say it's bad business, kind of smart business wise, but a little sleazy, but it is what it is. Let me see, what else
I
do I
don't
have?
have nobody hustle.
Yeah, exactly. So hip hop and the music business is essentially like an entertainment business, right? And hip hop has opened doors and other ventures for other artists and other people that like kind of go into acting for the most part. Would you be interested in doing kind of like maybe some acting, or are you more or like some more modeling, like you said, or are you more of like behind the scenes type of person?
I definitely want to do more modeling, but I've also been learning that I kind of like being behind the scenes more than
Okay.
modeling, only because like when you're modeling, like yeah, okay, your face, everything, you're representing the brand, but you're not really putting much effort into the story that's being portrayed or the idea or that. I feel like behind the camera per se, you're actually, you're putting in all the hard work. You're telling the story. This is your idea. This
Right.
is what
Yeah.
you want to portray. This is it.
Right.
So, and I kind of like, it's more to it. You're not just limited to showing your face on a camera and then getting your check and leaving.
Right.
No, there's more to it, and there's more steps, and I kind of like that. Um, Acting, I don't think I can do acting only because when I'm trying to do like a promo video on Instagram or something, I do like 15,000 things. I don't think I'll be
Nah, I
acting
think everyone
at
does
all.
that, even actors.
I don't
Right,
know.
right,
I got you.
right.
Going back to
And
the
I'm too
behind the
giggly.
scenes type of stuff, is it more of like you having control over the situation too? Because I guess like for you, you're kind of more like to marketing and kind of having more control over like what people wear and like how people, I guess, pose and stuff like that. So is it kind of that too, like you having more control over what a model will have, which is pretty much like less to no control?
Say it again. The ending kind of cut off.
Oh, I got you. So pretty much, do you think like do you like having control, I guess, over projects and over brands over like a model who is being more told what to do and not having as much control as like someone who would be more in your position?
Yeah, definitely. Because I've been in both per se in aspects, and I can take direction. Well, don't get me wrong, but I don't like really being told what to do.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Your own boss.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I like to be my own boss. I like to say, like, I like to speak my mind, and definitely, like, what I've came across when I was modeling is the fact that, like, I felt like there were certain things that could have been done better,
Right.
and I'm always putting in my input, but not a lot of people really want to listen to the help.
Right. Of course.
I feel
Yeah.
you.
So me being in experiences like that is just like, well, I don't want to model for you, or I don't want to take a picture of you. I want to be telling people what to do.
Yeah. Exactly. I got you.
do your job better. I want your job. I could do better.
I got you. That type of entrepreneurial type of mindset is going back to what we were talking about before, like where your family wanted you to be a doctor and all that. Is that why, being like a doctor or being like a cop, like your family, like is that why it would have never worked out because you just don't take orders, or like not that you don't take orders well, but like you kind of want to be like your own boss per se?
I don't think that's the reason as to why I didn't go down that path. I think it's just mainly solely the fact that I just didn't connect to it. Like I love kids and I love like helping and I love
Okay,
giving
got you.
back to the community, and all those good qualities and aspects do go into those roles of being like a cop or doctor or social worker, whatever the case may be. And I feel like the characteristics that I have is good for that, but it's just like my overall mentality I just couldn't connect to it. Like it just wasn't me. I felt out of my body, out of my shell. And I feel like that's personally the reason why I just didn't go down that path.
All right, so it's more of
You
like
knew your
it's more of a
journey.
passion thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So you knew your journey pretty much early on. Like you're still figuring things out, but you knew what you wanted to do early on.
I feel like in the back of my head, I always knew, but I was always just too scared to actually do it or speak up about it.
I hear that.
So going to more of like we were talking about like a lot of female influences in the fashion world. Let's go about some actually not even, we go into like hip hop like influencers. What let's just like to hear your input on this, like what are some like male rappers or hip hop influencers that have kind of like gone to fashion that you kind of admire, you've kind of seen like their brand go up with fashion per se?
Pharrell's definitely one of them.
Nice. Okay.
And I always used to like knock down on Pharrell, don't get me wrong, but like, what is he doing? Or, like,
Yeah.
you're working with Adidas, checks over stripes.
Gotcha. Okay.
But Pharrell's definitely one of them. He's very heavily like influenced in the fashion world and his brand.
Yes, he is.
That.
Nice. What about currently?
Well, currently, Kanye definitely.
Yeah.
Even though like I don't agree with what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But as far as the product that he produces, definitely some originality.
Always. Yeah. Always. So I agree. 100%.
Both of those men are big influences on me, for real.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay, that's good.
I'll give you one that I think has done really well. I think Dave East has done really well. I think like fashion wise, I think he's went from like just strictly rapping, having like hardcore type of rap to going to other ventures such as like acting, modeling, and also kind of like the whole fashion thing. He's done a whole bunch of fashion week type of stuff.
Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass.
Yeah.
Joey Badass. I love him.
Yeah, Joey's been great actually. He's also done like a whole bunch of acting stuff. Like he's just been off the wall doing stuff like crazy.
Yeah, people have been asking for music out of him. My boy laying low key.
Yeah, and I think he has something out coming out soon if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they expect something out of him soon, but my friend was telling me about it yesterday. He was like, he's on that list of like highly anticipated artists that fans are waiting on to hear their next album.
Yeah. I have a question for you. What do you think about Off-White? What's your whole take on Off-White?
Good question.
From like a fashion expert.
I love Off-White. Like I don't knock the brand at all. The only thing about it is that I feel like because like how when you're starting out, of course, all of your ideas are your ideas,
Mhm.
and everything has a story or originality to it. But then once you become like this big corporation or this big
Yeah.
team,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be, then you have a board, a team of directors, a creative
Yep.
content team,
Yeah.
things of this nature. Because you're so big and you have so much stuff going on, you can't really see like the final say on a lot of stuff. You kind of get other people to do their approval on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The only thing about this that I feel like I've definitely seen this to the end. Like I can tell with some pieces, you can say like, oh yeah, Virgil is the one who did that. He worked on that. He drew that.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. And there's other pieces where like I know he didn't make it.
Right.
And
Right.
he just kind of had someone else approve it and then they process it and whatever the case of that nature.
Yeah.
So I just kind of feel like with some, there's no real consistency on that. And I feel as if though it kind of weakens the brand image. I feel like they should have just kept that originality. And I get it, it's a big company, have so
Right.
much going on. But I feel like it's your name that's on it at the end of the day.
It should be
And
you.
yes,
Right.
it should be you.
Okay, I
And
got you.
each piece that comes out, no matter if it's a sock, it's a hat, whatever, it should have your hard sweat, blood, and tears into that. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't have my own business, so I don't know
I got
exactly
you. Yeah,
what's
I got you. I
going
got you.
into it.
How do you feel about
No,
him? How do you feel about him getting like a big I don't know exactly what his position is with Louis Vuitton, but I think he like is a director of something with Louis Vuitton. I'm not sure exactly what the whole.
Yeah, he's the first African American not brand director, but he's what's the word? He's definitely
It's a high position. Like
it's
he has like a lot of
definitely- yeah,
he has like a lot of like he's pretty much like tells people what to do. Like I think like I'm not sure what the
he's
what the
in
title
charge
is.
he's in charge of creative. I know
Yeah,
that
something
much.
like
He's in charge of creative. And it's funny that you asked that. You guys are elaborating on that because there's this interesting documentary. It's like it's not even a doc. It's more like one of those 15-minute videos where they talked about how Virgil wound up getting the job that Kanye always wanted at Louis Vuitton, and he always kept Virgil around, not using him because he sees Virgil as his brother. But Virgil was kind of like the architecture behind everything that Ye ever envisioned.
Right.
So like I kind of see it interesting that people always try to kind of like pit them against each other because they've seen how far both of them have gotten. But the way I look at it, you can tell Virgil actually takes his time when he manufactures and he actually goes about a lot of his releases. I thought the last great thing I think he did, which he took a unbelievable chance on, was the definitely the ones that he came out with, the North
Air
Carolina
Jordan
ones
one, yeah.
and the breads.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that was one hell of a risk, and he actually made them look hot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Nah, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I just feel like to kind of like come back at what you said, the reason why they're pinpointing Kanye and Virgil at each other is because they're two black successful men. I feel like if it was a Caucasian person, Caucasian male, whatever the case may be, they would not be doing that. They'll be uplifting the both of them. But
Right.
not everyone is.
Yup.
Especially like a lot of these big corporations like LV and Gucci and all these other brands that they're working with, like the board of directors or chairman, whatever of that nature, are all filled with rich and powerful white men. So then, and they still have this old mindset of this old golden days, and
Right.
they're not ready for change, they're not ready for acceptance. So I just kind of feel like that's the reason as to why they pinpoint these two, because they're not ready for the change, and it could be coming up within the own company higher up,
Right, of
chairman,
course.
board of directors. And I definitely agree with the fact that how Virgil just took this classic, simple silhouette.
Yeah.
The Jordan ones is classic. That's literally like, yeah, Jordan brand has 1, 2, 3s, all that, but what he's known for is his ones, and he took such a
Exactly.
clean, simple silhouette and deconstructed it and
Mhm.
changed it into something newer and better.